can't believe we just checked that before we started. And that's made the list. I'm fucking mind blown. Get ready for all the bands. And remember, we're not allowed to say shit, fuck, cunt, bitch.
You're going to get us fucked off by the fucking
We're going to get fucked
cunt
up, aren't
here,
we?
mate.
I know, I don't want to get fucked up, man. Imagine if a bunch of cunts turned up and twatted us for swearing. What a bastard that
What
would
a
be.
set of cunts,
What
mate.
a set of cunts.
Woo.
Welcome one and all to the web show. Thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday evening sat with me and he, talking all that noise, man. Nothing much happened this week, did it? The last couple of weeks. Been
Quiet one, mate.
Quiet.
Been a bit of a quiet
steady
one.
is what I would say. Steady, straight as an arrow. Yeah, like the Titanic more than anything. If you consider pre-events, it was nice, smooth sailing all the way.
Dick's out.
Dicks out indeed. So yeah, if you didn't tune into the stream yesterday, which I know a lot of you actually checked the VOD, Andy's a bit loud. It's classic Andy. There we go. That's yours, by the way. If you're ever a bit loud, you can
Never
going
gonna
to
turn it down, mate. Never gonna turn it down.
What are you wearing there, buddy? Hunter Gunslinger. Is that the Dark Tower?
It's Destiny, mate.
What game? I'm just angry we haven't had our pre-release codes yet. I'm just angry that we haven't had them yet. We did bring, let you guys know, thank you, Steamer, that yesterday, and you've probably seen it actually, it's floating around now, TV's involved and Boogie's involved and all these kind of people. Poor Boogie lost all the Francis episodes. What a bastard, eh?
Horse shit is what it is.
What a bastard. All the Francis episodes, I mean, it's hard to imagine. But what happened is YouTubers had to bow to advertisers. And they're blocking a lot of videos. We're not really sure exactly what the criteria is. It's supposed to be, it started off, as it always does with the slippery slope, with the hate speech.
Yeah.
Which is
Expected.
fair enough, right?
Absolutely.
If you're doing, go and blow up some people or drive a car into them, then maybe we don't really want that on the website. I think that's fair enough. But they've expanded it now to include anything, pretty much. Anything they want. So what they've done is the advertisers have said, so you might get Coca-Cola or whoever who said, we do not want our advertisements for our products in front of people who may be saying certain things. And that can be anything from really extreme stuff all the way down to swearing. Seems to be certain words, like fucks and stuff, seem to be okay for now. I don't think they will be in the long run. I think this is going to expand down to other things. But there's a vast amount of things that aren't allowed on YouTube anymore. Or certain that's not true. They're allowed on YouTube, but you're not going to earn any money from them. And what they're doing is backdating this. They're backdating this to any video that their algorithm finds that doesn't meet these criteria. So on Thursday, Andy left and you'd uploaded the Holy Priest or something like that. And I had to put some words on it. And then I went to do that. And when I saw a message at the top of my screen, which was this message: if you've earned less recently, it may be because some of your videos have been identified as not suitable for all advertisers. And I went, oh no. Oh no. Then for the Thursday evening, we had to watch as our videos, one by one, were blocked retroactively. So I can show you this here. For some reason, this just got added a few minutes ago. The basic Holy Priest guide is not allowed under YouTube's advertiser-friendly policy. What?
When I was editing
What
through
could
that,
that
mate,
possibly be?
when I was editing through it, there was literally hardly any swearing in it either.
We can't work out what it is. So what we did on Thursdays while I was raiding is I literally had to watch as you can see, there was one big offender. Yeah, that's we lost every episode. Reviews, Outlast 2, PG show, a Patreon update that wasn't monetized at all because it goes out to the Patreons. So guess what? They already paid. For Honor, and we just watched one by one, and then this goes on and on and on and on and on. There's actually pages and pages of these if we keep going. It keeps going and going and going. Needless to say, we lost a hell of a lot, which is just, I mean, look how far back it keeps going. It's like 2015. It went on through loads and loads of videos. The Legion Dungeon of the Violet Hold is unsuitable. It's pretty grim. So generally what happened is we lost a few hundred videos so far that are no longer allowed under YouTube's policy, which is... We don't know why. We don't know. I'm just keeping going here. We're on page 7, 8. I don't know. Yeah, not the Violet Hole video. I know, very weird. And at the moment, you're not even allowed to actually address this in any way, shape, or form unless it was released within the last 7 days, which obviously, as it goes back all the way. Yeah, it's definitely something to do with language. I think it's cultural. I think the word cunt, but I don't think I said cunt in the Holy Priest video.
No, you didn't. Not one. Not one. I know because I made that.
I don't know.
And yeah,
I don't know. So what this ultimately means is essentially this is going to expand. So we had a rather horrible meeting on Friday morning, which I did offer the guys if they wanted to leave, because we don't know when this will expand and literally shut down our entire catalogue. Because pretty much there's some sort of swears in most of our videos that we've ever made. There's some kind of swears somewhere in those videos. There's something there that could potentially get that video demonetized. And as of course, if you probably know with YouTube, it's all about rewatchability. That's what happens. That's why Drama Time is a very big earner for us. Not because of the latest one. It's because people binge watch them, right? And they sit through and they find the series and they're like, oh, cool. And we'll go all the way through it. And that's generally what goes on there. So at the moment, there's a few things here. One, we're definitely sat on a ticking time bomb where at any point, literally any point, we could log into there and see every video pretty much we've ever made be unsuitable, because they're going to tweak this. They're going to tweak this as this goes forward. No doubt advertisers, and a big one that I was trying to explain to the guys is, it's not, because it seemed like it stopped for a bit. I was like, this is how YouTube does it. They tend to do one pass, then they tweak it. They find problems with it, and then they find things that are different, and then they tweak it a bit, and then they do it again, and they rinse and repeat this process. It happened with the copyright thing about 3 years ago. I'm sure some of you remember the copyright thing happened that way. So what's probably going to happen is somebody from one of the big advertisers is going to go, I watched a video that contained foul language or whatever, and it had our advertisement in front of it. Now, you've sold this on the basis, or we paid Google on the basis that you could provide us a safe place that met our criteria for advertisements. It's clearly not working. So we want you to tweak it further. So this is going to happen. This isn't a case of if, for me, it's a case of when this will happen. So what does that mean for us and you? Well, it means, of course, going forward, YouTube will have to be relatively clean. Because I love YouTube. I do. I don't even really blame Google for this. I really don't. I think at this point, it's... Some people pushed it too far to the point where they had to do something. It's kind of like the Twitch thing that happened, with the music. Where they kind of turned a blind eye. And they still relatively do turn a blind eye. But ultimately, it became so big that people were like... We're going to have to do something. You're like the premier website on the internet where this is happening. And you're just shitting us, right? You can't do this. But now, I think Twitch is essentially a subscription-based model forever. Like, ad revenue on Twitch is bullshit. Nobody plays ads during streams. Absolutely no one. I don't know anybody who actually plays ads during streams. I'm sure some people do. But it's primarily a subscription-based service. And I think I think going forward, I still want to do YouTube because it tackles everybody, right? We stream at a certain time. We miss the Americans. Which sucks because 48% of our audience is the US. We miss loads of countries. Basically, we stream for Australia and people in Britain. It's essentially what we do.
The best places.
The best places. Anybody you can watch from work and stuff like that. That's the best streaming time. But you miss out on a huge portion of the world, and the internet is global. So YouTube will be continuing on, but we're essentially going to be looking at rebuilding our catalogue. And going forward, I think we decided, collectively, is that we're not going to actively swear, but translate it into something that makes it even funnier. Because swearing isn't something we actively push. And this is the interesting thing about it. It's not something that we're, actively make sure we get some swears in here or anything like that, because that's what the audience expects. It's how me and you have spoke amongst our social circles since about 8 years old. It's extremely normal, certainly where we live, that it doesn't mean anything. There's no offence, there's no gravitas to shit, fuck, or cunt. There's nothing at all. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. It's nothing like, it's not like a cussing thing. Where we, in our social climate, in our community, it's very, very, very normal. In fact, I'd be hard pushed to meet somebody who doesn't regularly swear in the UK. Right? It'd be really, at least like in Manchester, at least in Manchester, I would be hard pressed to find somebody who I could have a conversation with who doesn't go, this motherfucker said this to me. And it doesn't mean anything. It's totally, it has no weight to it whatsoever. It's just a very normal conversation. So we never actively pursued cursing. It's just how we speak. And so I can turn it off. I have had to on podcasts. Like a lot of podcasts who have us on. The first one was Convert to Raid, actually. They were like, please don't swear. I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, really, we know what you like. Don't swear. I'm like, trust me, it's not an issue for me. You have a little bit of a problem with it?
I do have a problem
just because it's
with
part of your vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's just how it's like a phrasing that you're calling back to. But we'll probably switch it into something else. So prepare to hear a lot of ridiculous words.
Do you know what annoys me though?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about it then is, I get it. I do get it. But on the flip side, like, when Ava, for example, like she'll have the iPad for like an hour a day or something, and she'll go and watch a kid's channel.
YouTube Kids exists.
A kid's channel. But there'll be trailers on there for like gore games, horror films, and they are trailers on these kids' videos.
Mm-hmm. We don't know why was the whole why was Hollow why the system clearly is not working correctly. I mean, but that doesn't mean to say we should hope and pray that it's going to reverse.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's what's going to happen. It's just going to get worse. If anything, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So that's what I believe is going to happen. But I will sit here and say YouTube Kids exists. If something like cursing really upsets you in some way, one, you're an adult and you should be able to go, I'm not watching that. You have a remote, right? Or you have the equivalent of a remote to go, I don't like that. I'm going to watch something else. But as an adult, I'm capable of not losing my mind. But I don't even think that's the problem. I think it's the advertisers, again, seeing new media as a big threat, and now they found an in point. Because for years and years, they've not been able to use curse words. You know, typical traditional media. The news can't do it. Video game review sites could never swear. And so now they found this thing. It's like, oh, but you're paying them, but they swear. And for years, you told us we couldn't do that. So that's not right, is it? So you better change. And then the advertisers are going, you're right, yeah, okay.
But we're not the adverts.
No, but they advertise in front of us. We don't have any obligation to the advertisers beyond Google. Google decides what.
I get it. Like playing like the opposite of devil's advocate. I kind of guess it is. But what if you go and see like a really fucking sick film at the cinema? And there is those films out there, regardless if it's based on true events or if it's made up, but like really grotesque themed films. And you'll see like a Coca-Cola advert before it, or you see a different kind of advert before it. Isn't that kind of in the same vein?
Well, they have, I totally, but I'm sure at many points they're going to say something like, there's so many people going to see this, we don't care, and we know it's going to be adults, so it won't be a problem. But with YouTube, they can easily say, we don't know if it's adults, we don't know if they're using YouTube Kids, and frankly, we have the power to say no. And that's more than enough. We have the power to say no. Because certainly with movies, they can be very specific. It's like they're not going to, if Guardians of the Galaxy, or let's say the Infinity War, which is guaranteed to be watched by millions of people, right? They're not going to say, oh, we're not going to advertise in front of that. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Of course you're going to advertise in front of that, because it's going to get to see so many eyeballs that whether or not that content's got swearing or murder in it is regardless. We now need to be in a situation. I'm swearing on Twitch, because Twitch for the moment doesn't care. But it has brought up the question is, will Twitch care?
Yeah.
But I think when Twitch cares, it'll just be like, okay, you change from this day forward. Because Twitch doesn't rely on a back catalogue. Twitch doesn't work that way. Twitch is a totally separate entity that works very, very differently. Twitch works on the here and now. So if one day Twitch sends out, look, we're going to have to revoke, because I have to give big shout outs here to Twitch for carrying on with that sentence, is they saw this coming. Twitch saw this coming, and as soon as YouTube started putting out these feelers that they were going this way, Twitch were like, hey, come here. Come here. Twitch were all over it, like, we welcome you. We understand the situation. We welcome you, and we would rather have you here on... Yeah, because they're not tied particularly to advertisers. I'd be interested to see how that works out, and whether or not this is the precursor to Twitch becoming the overall dominant place to go for gaming in general. That could be the case. They have the upload version. Are they going to try and enhance that in some way? It's obviously nowhere near as searchable as YouTube or anything like that. It's not there now, but it is very specific. It's about games, who's doing this and what. So we'll certainly be testing some of that out to see whether Twitch is going to be the viable way to go. But for now, we'll switch over to that. Yeah, I mean, it's been happening for months. Since the Adpocalypse, which was the one that was about 6 months ago.
March.
And the bit that killed me yesterday, obviously, it was a very emotional day for me, Thursday and Friday, because we'd actually got into a position where the Adpocalypse had happened just after we had brought Emma and Andy on, actually. And we lost 50% of our YouTube revenue, and we were fine, thanks to you guys, through Twitch or through Patreon especially. It was like, okay, we just lost 50% of our revenue from our main revenue source. We're fine. And me and Andy actually worked our asses off and fought that back. And we got to the position where we clawed that back. And we did. And we actually had a conversation last week where we were going to start hitting some goals that we'd set down for ourselves. And I was like, dude, we've made it. And we had that conversation last week, didn't we? We had that conversation last week. It's like, we've done it. We've got to where we've got back and clawed it all back from where we were. And this is really amazing. And then this happened. So I was like, now I have to have a conversation saying whether you two want to leave. You can do, and both of the guys, to their credit, just said no. We're here. We're sticking with this and see what happens because we can recover. Mainly down to you guys. We can be fine. But that is the situation as it is now. We don't understand the rules. Some things are going to have to change, but I think we can make it into a more comedic voice anyway. We're certainly out of the WoW community. I think the ones who are going to be hit the hardest by this.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we're the ones that, I mean,
Yeah.
Nobler's probably fine. Belial's already, like, tweeting me, is like, well, I think I'm fine. And I'm like, yeah, probably. It's a different kind of, video that we make. I'm looking forward to, I mean, I'm going to get lots of experience in the daily to get it all squared away and sorted. And I'm sure, actually, for most of you, it won't be a different, you won't notice it. And in fact, it might be a comedy thing. Because I don't think anybody subscribed to us for this particular... So wait, he's going to say cunt in a minute. He did it. It feels like YouTube doesn't want us anymore. Despite the fact we have an excellent relationship with YouTube. And we've done several things with YouTube directly.
Oh shit, we are. Oh, swore.
It's fine.
It isn't. I was having a personal game with myself then.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, from now.
From
me,
now.
not him.
Starting
Me.
now.
Starting now.
Yeah, it feels like they don't want us there anymore. It feels like they'd rather get rid of us, or whether YouTube itself has become an almost uncontrollable monster that they never expected it to become, and now they don't know what to do with it. And now there's definitely people to answer to. I don't know if we lost. I mean, if you put it in perspective, if our channel alone, which is a very niche corner of the internet, and it's a niche WoW channel, you know what I mean? There aren't many people who want to know the things that I put out. A lot of people would prefer more, passive, fluffy stuff. If we lost 50% of our revenue, you can only imagine what actual Google's back end was and whether it was enough to make them go, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my damn. During the Adpocalypse where it was just like, oh, crap. Yeah, we really can't allow this to happen.
This is how
again.
censorship's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's probably part of it is at their end. It was like...
I forgot that
the
video
top
was
5
there.
scumbags video got hit. 1.9 million views. I mean, that's a big earner for us every month. You can see it there. Top 5 scumbag things in WoW. Not suitable. Oh, is it because it's got scumbags in it?
Yeah.
I mean, is scumbag in the title so offensive that we have to get rid of that? Of all the... to go back to 2013... I mean, it's kind of funny. Ben Affleck probably... I can see why that got triggered.
Why?
Because Ben Affleck... Do you remember back in the day when 7,000 views was like an average web show? My God, back in the day. Oh, LFR So Easy. That was a tragic one. The top 5 demonetized videos. That is a well-funny video. That is a well-funny video.
What?
Preach got me arrested. Jesus Christ. I can't believe they went this far back, man. But that's painful. That's painful. That's one of our favourite videos we've ever made.
It's a wild thumbnail.
Podcast.mp4, Andy. What even is that?
Wow. I don't know.
I don't even know what's... Oh, the 10,000 subscribers super show, dude.
Oh, do you remember the TK show?
at the house with all the family. Yeah, we
I
had like the family here
can't
and
believe
stuff.
that got flagged.
What? The 10K
The
show?
10K Super Show got flagged. That's a Gamescom. Anyway, there you go. That's how ridiculous. You can't argue it because they flagged so many videos. Okay, so because they flagged so many videos, they are not allowing you to argue with them with anything that's older than 7 days.
No, it's got over 1,000 views in the last 7 days.
Well, but for us, that's anything within 7 days. Like from our perspective, it's like anything that's in the last 7 days. They're just not letting you do it. Like I wish. I mean, I can argue the Holy Priest. Yeah, let's do that then. Okay, let's argue the Holy Priest. Like, how on earth is my Holy Priest guide from August 17th not allowed? Limited or no ads. This is what we're getting. Okay. So this video, limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for all advertisers. Your video remains fully playable.
He's doing.
I'm doing. Advertisers avoid placing ads on videos that don't align with their brand. For example, they may choose not to advertise on content that's sexually suggestive, drama time, includes bad language, drama time, or is considered controversial. Maybe it's because some people from the Priest Discord didn't like what I said in some parts. Controversial. Controversial.
I have a difference
You know
of
what
opinion.
it's because I called the holy words miracles. I knew that was going to trigger so many
Wow. But doesn't it say perform a miracle in the tooltip?
people. Did you listen to my audio?
I did.
I did, yeah. Because every time I call the holy priest, the holy words miracles, like holy priests in the chat go, it's not called a miracle anymore.
Get a mother flipping grip.
Triggered. All right, let's request a review then. Right now, we're only able to review videos with at least 1,000 views past 7 days. We'll review a video when it reaches that threshold. Okay, I confirm that my video is suitable for all advertisers. Go.
Boom.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then a real life person will go in and look at that.
Review requested right now. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait. A real life person.
Yeah.
I can add more adverts though. How many ads should we add? We should add loads. Like every 10 seconds, there's an advert. Like just to piss off.
We
YouTube.
will make back the revenue on
We
this
will
guide.
We will make back the revenue.
Every sentence full stop.
But as you can see right now, for us, I mean, you can see there, we don't know. Every time we put a video out now on YouTube, potentially it's for like it earns us 0. That's the situation we are currently in. There's no way we could have known that our holy priest.
This is an example of though we don't know
What
why
the
it's
criteria?
being targeted.
We've no idea. So every time we spend a day making a video, researching, doing. I mean, obviously for the guides, there's a huge amount that goes into it. I mean, it's streams seen how often I played Holy Priest, and then all the reading and stuff that goes with it. And then it turns out it was all for nothing.
Do you know what's going to be a test? Was it this? I think I'm just like hear this whole thing out. When we get to doing the rogue, right?
Yeah.
All 3 guides clean, and I guarantee if one of them's going to get flagged, it's going to be assassination.
Oh yeah.
Just like as a test, because they're coming up, the rogues are coming up soon enough. Put all 3 out clean, and I bet assassination gets flagged.
Oh, I do want to say there's probably not a PreachCon next year because of this. Maybe. It depends. It depends how this all works out, but I just want to let you know that obviously PreachCon is a huge loss for us for the start, even when everything's going well.
Not for fun.
Yeah, so...
Oh no, the funds. It's the cost of it, yeah.
It costs us thousands. It costs us so much money that it's just hard to... We'll see what happens. It's 10 months-ish between now and then. We'll see what happens. I just want to kind of put the feelers out there right now that anything the way we can throw money at stuff, like, just for fun, is kind of out the window right now.
I know, because and a lot of people still don't, not appreciate, they don't really know that the PreachCon live event is not a profitable show. It's not,
I don't think people
in terms
believe
of like
it is, 'cause
financially
it used to be
profitable, it costs
schemats.
us a lot
fortune.
more
Yeah, it costs
to
a
do
fortune
it
to do
than
it.
we make back with
it costs a
charging
fortune
you
to do it.
guys.
But no, I just want to be clear. The reason for that, I just want to be
That's the
absolutely
main-
clear before
that's
we
the
finish
payoff.
this subject, is as it stands right now, every minute of every day, there is a feeling in my mind, and it will happen at some point, where every video we have ever made, pretty much, will get demonetized. And YouTube will just do that. It will just disappear. And that's the situation we're in.
Armageddon.
Yeah, that is the situation we're in. Is it will just go, and disappear. So that's the real world scenario. So if everything works out okay, potentially it will be fine. Potentially it won't do any more, or they'll tweak it and they'll roll it back. That could happen. And if it does, we'll be sure to let you know. We've never bullshitted you and we never will start bullshitting you. So that is the situation.